smile that makes the sun rise. You make it shine, but I can see that you don't realize, and that's what made me fall in love. 'Cause you got a smile, the way your body makes my heart beat sound. It's amazing all the time. You are the only thing I need in life. Oh, I want you. Can't you see? I want you. I believe, 'cause I want you. Here with me, I'm gonna go crazy. I'm gonna go crazy for love. I look at you and know it's alright. You read my mind, but I can see that you don't realize, and that's what made me fall in love. 'Cause you got a smile, the way your body makes my heart beat sound. It's amazing all the time. You are the only thing I need in life. Oh, I want you. Can't you see? I want you. I believe, 'cause I want you. Here with me, I'm gonna go crazy. I'm gonna go crazy for love. I don't need another love. Yeah. We do this every day. We do this love for life. You got a smile that makes the sun rise. You make it shine, but I can see that you don't realize, and that's what made me fall in love. 'Cause you got a smile, the way your body makes my heart beat sound. It's amazing all the time. You are the only thing I need in life. Oh, I want you. Can't you see? I want you. I believe, 'cause I want you. Here with me, I'm gonna go crazy. I'm gonna go crazy for love.
Hello, everybody. I'm just clicking buttons all over here. Welcome to the Clubhouse Chaotic Chat, the Triple C show, the winter storm snowed in show, for some of us at least. We'll get to that in a little bit. Thank you for spending your Sunday night with us. Take a moment and hit that like button. Make sure you're subscribed and leave a comment. And if you look at the screen, you will notice Dame's new Triple C logo. Isn't it beautiful? It's also an emoji in our chat. So everyone go ahead, take a second, drop your Dame emojis in the chat right now. Welcome Dame into our group officially. Oh, it's so cute. I love it. I love it. Tonight on the Triple C show, we are welcoming our guest, Reina Creole, to the show. We're so excited to get to know her better. But first, let's welcome my ladies on the screen, my fellow ladies. Hello, ladies. How are you all tonight?
Yeah.
Mandy, how are you?
Doing good, but ready for the snow to end. I feel like it's been snowing for over 24 hours now.
Just the other day, you were like, I can't wait for it to start. Hurry up and start.
I know. I can't wait. Now I'm like, is it ever going to end?
I know. I think there is an end in sight. Maybe, hopefully.
Maybe.
I don't. Steph, how are you? How are things over there in your part of the world?
They're okay. We have about 5 inches of snow and an inch of sleet on top of the snow. And it's still supposed to keep going tonight till 4 a.m.
So you're not done.
We're not done yet. But
have
I'm
you guys I was gonna say, do you have a snow day? That's awesome.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I figured most areas are gonna have a snow day. And lovely Dame Dystopia is with us tonight. Tina is a little bit under the weather, so luckily Dame has power and
Yay.
didn't have anything on her schedule, wasn't out and about doing anything for obvious reasons. Dame, thank you for being with us. How are things in your area?
Cold,
Mm-hmm.
icy. We're
Okay.
in between. Well, as I say that, it's starting to have the freezing rain again. So we're just hanging on with a wing and a prayer and hoping that we don't get what Nashville got, because Nashville is really, really bad. There's over 300,000 people without power in the state, and we've managed to maintain power. So may the power gods be with us. And
At least for
so
the next hour.
absolutely, if you don't see me anymore, it's because I don't have power,
You don't
and
have
somebody
power.
send firewood and I don't care. Just send something.
Send something. Even if it's a, dinosaur costume to snow blow your yard in.
I don't have that much snow, but maybe redirect that dinosaur costume to a certain address just outside Cincinnati.
We could probably make that happen. Looking forward to that.
I feel like there's somebody that might use that and enjoy that much more than I would.
And cakes shall remain nameless. Okay,
Right.
so let's take a moment and welcome in our chat today. I think, Mandy, you're going to go ahead and help us out with that. All of our friends who are snowed in or maybe not snowed in, maybe you're in a nice part of the country. Congratulations to you. Thanks for joining us tonight, though, everyone. So, Mandy, why don't you go ahead and I'm going to make sure that my hand is on this way today.
Are we rebelling?
We are rebelling. It's the ladies takeover. We are rebelling. Okay, Mandy, go ahead.
All righty. You guys have kept me busy tonight. Welcome in Francisco, JC Skipper Brian, Debbie Bernfeld, Go Minnie, Teresa Squara, Surf Bump, It's Me, David T, Mark F, Nanny Pooh Bear, Joe Walkbrick, Anne, Molly's mom, Zippity Doo Dog, Paul Engel, George S. Cook, Coasty, Rinser Joko, both Thibodeaux, Jason and Gloria, WSU, John Corndog, Daniel Berry Sports, Lamons Gray, Packers 2015, our very own Peter McDevitt, Band Channel, Corliss Lischenko, Monorail Mollie, Jonathan Chong, 820 Chief, Avarice Carmageddon, Nicole Rodenhisler, if I said that right, Fred O'Malley, T. Marie's Place, Cakes 2112. And if I missed you, we'll get you on the next round.
Awesome. And I guess I should mention our fearless leader, the OTC, Mr. McDevitt, is not with us ladies tonight, but that's okay. We're taking this over. He is doing a simultaneous football stream for those football fans of the channel. So he is doing that. We are doing this. The end of the show, we're going to automatically redirect you to his stream. So I hope everybody will jump over there at the end and say hello. Tell Pete how much you missed him, because it'll make him feel really good. Don't tell him how wonderful we did without him. You know what I'm saying. All right, to keep things moving. Yeah. Let's keep things moving and go over to Steph, who's going to tell us about our last show.
Alrighty, so we had a wonderful show last week. Well, actually, it was 2 weeks ago. And here are some of the highlights. Our show was filled with heartwarming passion at its core. We had the chance to learn about Kim's journey into our community, the meaningful role community members have played in her life, and the strong values instilled by her parents. Kim's suggested drink was the pink guava colada. and it sounds absolutely delicious. I'll be having that next time I'm down there. And about the time that she spent sharing her channel, her creative aspirations, and where she plans to take her 2026 ventures on her channel was truly awesome. We spent our time with Kim and as she shared her passion and her importance behind the crazy crew, meaningful memories that have stayed with her, and thoughtful insights into this year's Disney festivals, giving us a wonderful look into who Kim truly is. Kim's 3 recommendations for channels were, of course, Tanya, Janelle, and Lindsay, along with her own truly truly showcase that female creators in the Disney community are not only an exceptional entity in what they do, but they also make a meaningful and lasting impact on our lives. So if you missed the show a couple weeks ago, I encourage you to go check that out. Looks like Go Mini has just dropped the link in there for Disney Girl Kim. So please go check it out and leave us a comment what you thought about it. I think you'll really enjoy it because she was pretty awesome.
That was a great show. Go back and watch if you haven't. It's always great to learn more about people in our community, which brings us to our guest tonight, someone that we're going to learn about. And Dane, why don't you go ahead and introduce our guest that we're having tonight?
Yes, thank you. I'm looking forward to this personally. So our guest tonight brings a dynamic energy to her content creating. Reina Creole is a Florida-based theme park live streamer whose live streams blend park adventures. Why is it hard? And restaurant reviews, movies, TV discussion, pop culture, and live stream gaming. So she is multifaceted. She is a creative entrepreneur with her own Mercari shop. I need to know more about that. She brings infectious energy to everything she does. Her LRC watch party continues to be a standout success, fueled by her passion, personality, and the incredible community that she's built. So in just a few minutes, we will get to know our guest, make a new friend, and hopefully you all will want to follow her like we have. So hang tight. Reina Creole joins us in just a few minutes. And Mandy, do we have anyone else that has joined us?
Actually, we have. Like I said, you guys are keeping me busy tonight. Awesome. I know. Welcome, Theme Park Casual, Matt Walter, Amiga One, Ellie Scotland, and Tim Rimple.
Hello, friends. Nice.
Yes,
Glad you're here.
And I think we're supposed to go to Jen next for the next person.
Yes. The last thing before we bring our guests on screen, we have to do our trivia questions.
But do we?
Yeah. Yes, we do. So
You got me.
Let's get started with this.
Mandy.
Oh, no.
I gotcha. Okay. All right. So let's go with our trivia questions for today. Our first question is for Mandy. Mandy, what is the name of the circus in the 1941 animated film Dumbo?
I mean, really?
Just saying.
Is
it the Pete McDevitt Circus? Is it the Maryland Crazy Circus Show?
Silly Circuit or
it's not. No. I mean, that's part of the circus, or is it the WDP Circus, a reference to Walt Disney Productions?
Well, we'll go with that one.
Awesome. See, I knew you would know it.
Speed that one up.
You did great. See, you were so
nervous.
Needed
to refresh her memory.
I saw your face. You were so worried, and you knew it after all. Okay, Dame, this one, you should know this one. Dame, what was the first Pixar movie?
I really don't.
Was it?
Wait, let me think.
Okay, you think you know, or do you need multiple choice?
I mean, I'm not opposed to multiple choice.
I actually prefer it.
Okay, so was it Stitch, Lilo and Stitch? Was it Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs?
I'm not feeling those are right.
Was it Cinderella?
I'm
Was
not
it
sure
Toy
that's right.
Story?
That might be the answer right there.
Very good. See, you guys, you know these.
We know more than we thought we did. You just have to refresh our memories because we're so full of knowledge. It's hard to separate it all out. You got to go through the catalogs.
Okay, well, this one, we're going to challenge Steph on this one. Steph? Okay. We're gonna talk about Finding Nemo. Okay, think of the movie Finding Nemo.
Okay.
And think about Crush. Do you remember who Crush was?
I do. He's a sea turtle.
The sea turtle.
Yes. And he has a little son.
How old was he?
As old as he wants to be.
Was he A, 5 years old, B, 10 years old, C, 20 years old, or D, 150 years old? Come on.
He was 150 years old.
See, you got this. You guys, yes. I'm so proud of you. Yes. So proud of you. You did so well.
We slayed this game.
Slayed. So knowledgeable. Okay, well, we've done enough playing around. We need to bring our guest on the screen. So without further ado, let's welcome our guest, Lorena. Hello. Oh, I'm sorry. Wait, technical difficulty. There we go.
There we go.
Hello, Lorena. Thank you for joining us. Welcome to the Triple C Show.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I've been looking forward to this for quite a while.
Awesome. Well, we want to get to know you. So let's hand it over to Steph so we could find out everything there is to know about Reina Creole.
I won't ask everything, so I'll just ask it. Okay. You don't have to share your social or anything else, but we'll just do this one first. All right. So please share with us a short introduction about yourself so that our viewers tonight can get to know you a little bit better.
Well, of course, my stage name, YouTube name is Reina Creole. I love pop culture. I love Disney. I love gaming, and I love it even more when all of them are all put together. And Disney shopping, of course, that should be a given, right?
Yes.
That I like that too. But yeah, I'm just a content creator on YouTube. I just like having fun with pop culture, sharing my love of Disney, and more importantly, showing you how to make the best of the funds that you have when it comes to visiting the parks.
That's super important. We are very glad that you are money wise and can direct us how to spend it the best way. We'll hear more about that in a little bit. But
Okay.
So we all have a journey on how we arrived at our Disney YouTube community. Can you share with us how you arrived here at this community?
Well, let's see. I got peer pressured into being on YouTube in the first place to begin with. Some of the guys on the Dark Council who they kind of like, hey, we got to see your face. I'm like, why do people want to see my face? I just want to keep crashing screams. Why people need to see my face? But eventually I did. And I was kind of in that pop culture space, but I'm like, you know what? I really wanted to do stuff to kind of get into the Disney space because I'm originally from like suburban Philadelphia. And when it was cold and snowy and nasty and gross outside, what I would do is watch YouTube live streams and videos of, YouTubers who would be in the parks showing people, around, and they're kind of going around, and I'm looking and I'm like, oh, wait, there's that thing. Oh, wait, there's that thing. You went right past, that other thing. And I'm like, it'd be really cool if I could do that. So that's pretty much how I got started. I just go into the parks, my camera, and, I just chat. I chat about the parks. I chat about me visiting the parks since I was like really, really little. There really is no number for how many times that I've been to the Disney parks, really.
Oh, that's wonderful. And I might say you are beautiful. So I'm glad that those guys put you up to this and
Thank you.
are succeeding so well. So you have nothing to be ashamed of. Gorgeous. All right. So now I'm going to let somebody else ask you a couple questions, and that would be Miss Dame.
I promise I'll go easy on you. I do have an off-script question, but I won't ask it unless Jen says I can at some point later.
Uh-oh.
So first of all, it's about her channel name. Easy.
Okay.
Okay, so first, it's very evident from your channel that faith plays a powerful role in shaping your lives and the lives of others around you, and the lives of. I just wiped my own phone. Us, indeed. Can you share how your faith guides you through life and how the love for your daughter, nieces, and nephews influences the way you see the world and the path that you're on today?
Oh, well, my faith has really sustained me through some hard times. I was actually laid off for a year and a half, and that was possibly the most difficult time, that I ever had. It's like I had a daughter who was in college at the same time, and just trying to keep that positivity that God has a plan for this. I don't know what it
That's right.
is. I'm not going to know what it is until it until it gets revealed to me. What it is, and having to depend on him. I mean, some people take it for granted, give us this day our daily bread, but it's like, no, when you're in a situation like that, it's like, everything that you get day by day, you're grateful for to,
That's right.
like show like my daughter and my nieces and my nephews that, you have these hard times that will come up. And I remember, my mother telling me stories about how, they were growing up poor in Florida, and some days didn't know when they would eat or not. And guess what? God just happened to provide for that, and I think of like stories that my grandma used to tell me about, the depression. I used to think she was making that stuff up. No, actually she wasn't, but things that she would say, she was just like, I just relied on that. God is always faithful, never forgets who you are. And I just remember reading when I was reading, I don't know if it was I think it was the unauthorized, I think it was the authorized biography of Walt Disney, where faith played a very, very strong role in his development of the parks. And I tell people, if you don't believe that, go back and watch some of the early animated features, especially Sleeping Beauty, which is my absolute favorite. And I'm like, oh my gosh, he really dropped like scripture in there? Okay, all right. And especially with the candlelight processional. And I tell people,
Yes.
I have never been to a candlelight processional performance that has not been absolutely packed. So you cannot tell me that there is something not divine in that, where people are just drawn and continue to be drawn to that.
Oh, that was just beautiful and touching, and I resonated with so much of that. So, I mean, you could have kept talking. I've been like, yes, preach, keep on. So, my next question follows along the lines of, family clearly plays a huge role and an important role in your life, and we know there's a very special story about your family's journey to Florida and the meaningful connection that it has to Walt Disney World. So, while speaking about family, could you share a little about that journey and also tell us the most important people in your life, your mom, the impact she's had on who you are today? Tell us a little bit more about that.
Ooh, lots of good stuff. Well, let's just say my mother's side of the family has been in Florida since 1565. So we actually descend from the oldest Spanish families, also known as the Los Floridanos. If you Google that, you can see where it is. We got a plaque in St.
Yes.
Augustine and
Yes.
all of that. So my family has always been in Florida since that period of time. It's just kind of it's wild, but it's actually true. But my family my mom grew up in Palatka, Florida. If you don't know where that is, that's okay. Hardly anybody knows where that place is. It's in Putnam County. It's a rest stop on the way to University of Florida. That's it. That's all you need to know. I spent summers there, like I'd spend summers visiting my paternal grandparents in Jacksonville, of course, which is much more built up. It's more urban. And then I would have to spend a couple of weeks with my mom's family in rural Putnam County, where there's no streets, just roads with dirt and pebbles and farm and roosters that would wake me up in the morning and it was just a very rural area. But my mother said that when she was growing up on Sundays, they would sit around the television and they would watch The Wonderful World of Disney, and they would watch that every week. That was the one program that they would sit around and watch. So imagine their surprise when they hear or read in the newspaper rumblings about Disney may be coming to the state of Florida. And it wasn't confirmed yet. If you know exactly how they started to, scout land in the state of Florida, no one knew what was going on. There was just like land being built, bought up around Orlando, and no one could figure out who it was or what was going on. But when they finally announced it, they said, yes, Walt Disney World is going to be built, there in Orlando. My mom was like, that is literally an hour from where we live. So we could actually go. So the Magic Kingdom is my favorite park for so many reasons, but 5 generations of my family have been in the Magic Kingdom. My great-grandparents, my grandparents, my parents, myself, my sister, my daughter, my nieces, my nephews, my brother-in-law. We've all been there to the Magic Kingdom specifically. And that's just why. It's just like, imagine something that you grow up seeing, and then there's going to be a theme park that's built, right down the street. So that's just so many memories that I have of it, and why. And as for my favorite, it's like, yeah, I'm going to say my daughter's my favorite because I only have one, so I can say that. But my mother definitely is. I mean, it's like she's passed away about like 18 years ago, but we would always go, to Disney. We would always make it some kind of way, to go. And then we would go, and she would just love enjoying the things that were there, especially, the horticulture, how to do their plants and stuff like that. She'd, take notes about it, but she just loved it, and she enjoyed it, and kind of like instilled that love in me for Disney and be able to pass it down. And one of the things that she wanted me to do, because my sister wasn't going to do it, she was just like, I want you to take your nieces and nephews to Disney. I'm like, why me? And she's just like, because I know you're the only one who's actually going to do it. So that's what I wound up doing. I wound up taking 2 of my nephews, my god sister and my daughter, to Walt Disney World, and we stayed at the Polynesian. And they were the most spoiled kids you'd ever want to see. But it was the most memorable trip we ever had. It was amazing.
Okay, I love how rooted in family you are, because I'm that way too. I'm from Alabama. I can relate to some dirt roads and things of that nature. I completely understand that, and how your mom connected with the horticulture, because I'm also like, I need to know how they do that. But
Mhm.
I have just enjoyed listening to you tell all that. And if you need to adopt another person, I'm always down for a Polynesian stay. I'm just saying. I'm teasing, but let me send you to Mandy to see if we've had anybody else join, and let her take over.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Mandy. I'm muted.
Good. I knew that was going to happen because oh, yes. Yeah, so once again, you guys in chat are keeping me on my toes tonight. So I love seeing our regulars and new names in here tonight. So want to say a real quick welcome to Holiday Shelby, PNW Maid, Troy McDonald, MLE Network, Julie McCowan, Vicky Gillespie, Jennifer Caruso, and Chandler Harrison. Welcome in.
Hey.
So we're going to take a little bit of a side question away from Disney, because I hear you have a fascinating background. And one part of that journey really stands out to me personally, and that's your time spent interning at NASA's Kennedy Space Center. Could you share with us what that experience was like for you, what you learned, and how that has influenced your path today?
Oh, well, it was the best time I had being broke, honestly. I was in grad school actually down here, and I got to do a research assistantship out at the Kennedy Space Center. So that's how that happened. So I got to follow around lots of like technicians, engineers, program managers, even got to hang out with a couple of astronauts at the time. I have been inside every orbiter except for dang it, I think it was Enterprise. I think it's the only one. But I'd been in all of them inside there. And the one thing I realized is it was not as technologically advanced as I thought it was. I thought it was like all of this cool, rocket technology and everything. And basically the only thing it's missing from the 60s is like a shag carpet and a lava lamp. Literally. I was just like, how are you people putting this stuff together? That was just genius of it. The technicians kept all the stuff running, and they're telling me, don't be impressed. Your car has stronger computers than this does.
Oh, wow.
So it was cool being able to, put on clean suits like the astronauts did, and, get to see just everything, get to sit in the captain's chair, get to actually see the vehicle assembly building where they put everything together, see like the O-ring solid rocket boosters, got to see so many shuttle launches, and just absolutely amazing how much ingenuity and power is with those. It was just the most amazing thing that I got to see. So, broke it in college, but it was pretty cool to drive up, to the guard gate to show my ID, and I just get to drive right on in, and sit right there in the in the firing room where they count down the launches and everything, and even get to see the original firing room that they had for Apollo, Gemini, and Mercury. All of those space flights. It's quite possibly one of the coolest. I would say it is. Yeah, it is. It was like the coolest job that I've ever had, even professionally. It's still the coolest job I ever had.
Oh, that sounds absolutely.
It sounds like
amazing.
It would be a dream. I think
watching a launch is one of my dreams, and I know early February. I think Artemis is going.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
launch window is early February, so very excited about that. So, and very jealous of all those experiences. That I guess it had to be just completely phenomenal to see the history and what they were kind of doing present day. So, but that's not the only thing. You guys thought that was fascinating. There's more. So we're going to take a totally different direction for a moment. And your journey has included some other truly unique experiences. Can you share the journeys behind having drive-up privileges to Paramount Studios, randomly finding Jim Henson Studios, and even visiting Imagineering? Holy cow!
That was a lot. Yeah. So we were like, what were you? No, not making this up. When I first moved to LA, like my first real job in technology, I moved to LA. And because I'm a big science fiction fan, I got to meet like folks who were actually in the industry. And I happened to become friends with someone who worked in the script department at Paramount, not just any script department, the Star Trek script department. So I had
Nice.
actually been there so many times that instead of, making sure you had a pass, it was just, oh, okay, your name's on the list. Okay, you can go over there and like, park. So I didn't have to park with all the visitors and stuff. I got to park like over, over to the side. So it was very cool to be able to go through like those Paramount gates and be able to park and see all kinds of weird stuff going on with things being shot and people in halfway costumes or people in full costumes when they're in the commissary and all of that. So that was just really cool to be at Paramount at that time where they were shooting, I think, 2 Star Trek shows and a movie. I think Star Trek Insurrection, I think was shooting at the time. So I got to do that. And one day after, I think I was going to my dentist's office because my dentist was actually in Hollywood at the time. And I'm driving around. I'm like, man, I missed the turn. Okay, I got to turn around. And I go down this street and I'm looking and I'm like, what is that weird weather vane? It was actually Kermit the Frog on the top, and it was Jim Henson Studios. I almost stopped the car in the middle of the street because I could not believe what I was seeing. If you weren't looking for it, you would not find it. And I'm like, I can't believe this is the Jim Henson Creature Shop. Everything is like right here. So it actually was the former Charlie Chaplin Studios, from what I understand. But that's not what I knew it as. I just knew it as Jim Henson Studios. I need to go in here. I need to get, well, of course not. You can't just roll up, in there. But that was, like on my bucket list of, okay, I have to figure out how to get in there and see everything. Because I'm a huge Muppets fan. I mean, ever since I was little, watching Sesame Street and everything, I was just like, okay, I get in there. So that was cool. Happened to find that completely by accident. Completely by accident. And I want to say after I moved from LA, but got in touch with a couple of friends, a friend of a friend was working at Imagineering and heard that, that I was an engineer and I love Disney. He's like, well, how would you like to come visit Imagineering? I said, the Imagineering. Yes. I'm like, the Imagineering. I'm like, yes. Okay. So I go and just the stuff that I was allowed to see, like props, what are the actual teacups that were there. It blew my mind. And then I blew a bunch of money in the shop itself. For I blew a bunch of money in there, but it was just like the coolest thing, to see, because at one point in time I'd wanted to be, an Imagineer. So that was like Graceland for me to like go and see what was there and see all the cool swag that they could get. So yeah, it was like another thing to cross off the bucket list for me.
Yeah, that's impressive. Very impressive.
Wow, that is a long list of amazing experiences.
Yes.
So thank you for sharing those with us. So, Jane, you want to take the next segment for the beverage of the week?
Certainly shall. I mean, Lorena keeps hitting all my childhood highlights, which is Graceland. I'm not far from Memphis, where I grew up in Alabama, and then not far from Huntsville, which also has NASA. So she's just like hitting all my soul with all these things. But I get to ask you the fun question.
Okay.
And your drink of the week is the Lapu Lapu at the Polynesian.
Yeah.
So can you tell us a little bit about this drink and why you chose it?
Well, this drink, like the cast members at the Polynesian are fond of saying, everyone's got a family story about the Lapu Lapu. Okay. First of all, it comes in a pineapple. I love tiki stuff. I love the Polynesian. That's where I wanted to visit when I got real money to stay. So this was just there's just nothing that is more Polynesian and more tiki besides the back scratcher, but that's that's like a one-off. That's if you cannot get the lapu lapu. Just holding a pineapple, just drinking a drink out of a pineapple and the way it looks and people looking at you constantly asking, what drink is that? Like literally, what drink is that? People are like, what drink is that? What drink is that? And it's really good. But don't eat the fruit because my sister and I do not remember how we got to the Magic Kingdom after we had dinner at Ohana. We were there with the kids and we don't know what happened. But it's so I love that drink. I love that drink to death. And you know how I know this drink is crazy popular? At least I think they still do this. It is one of the drinks that is not included in the alcohol in the dining plan.
That makes sense. And
it does.
As people be taking advantage of that.
Right. And note to self, don't eat the fruit. Could you share any other personal and or past experiences about enjoying this beverage? Because I have questions and I need information.
Oh my gosh. Well, we would tell people you have 2 of those and you're invisible. You really are, because of how strong the alcohol and stuff is it. And as much as you tell people not to eat the fruit, they're gonna eat the fruit. They're gonna eat the fruit. We get the drink and walk around and people are like, yeah, I like that drink. Best drink in the world, right? They're like, yeah, it really is. To the point where when I used to be on Facebook a lot, with one of the Disney Facebook groups, they're just like, yeah, you got to go to the Polynesian and get a lapu lapu. You have to. People would take pictures. That was the thing. You take pictures on Instagram of you with your lapu lapu to prove that you had had it. So that was like the thing with the whole family. It's like we're going to Ohana, or we're going to Kona, and we're getting at least 1 lapu lapu, possibly 2, but definitely we're going to get 1.
So it's like pick or it didn't happen, but also just 1 and don't eat the fruit.
Yeah.
Pro tip right there.
Yeah, pro tip. If you eat the fruit, you need to chase it with like a glass of water. It is a very, very deceptively strong drink.
I will remember that because I've not personally had it, but Stephanie, have you tried it?
I've not, but I didn't know of it. So now that I know, I am definitely going to take one of those next time. Yes.
What about you, Jen?
I have not had it, but now I'm going to have it, and I'm going to eat the fruit.
There you go.
There you go.
I'm right there with Jen. I've not had it, but I can guarantee you it's a pineapple. I'm going to eat it.
Go on the adventure. Go on the adventure. Eat the fruit.
Go on the adventure. Let's be invisible.
Okay, Jen, I think you're taking over now.
Yes. So I'm sure, Lorena, you heard our wonderful trivia questions we had at the beginning of the show here. We want to include you in this for trivia. Okay. So the trivia question we have for you tonight is, what is the name of Sleeping Beauty's prince? And if you need, multiple choice answers, I can give you those.
Sleeping Beauty's prince, right?
Mm-hmm.
Prince Philip, right?
That's it. Oh my gosh. Congratulations. You shouldn't even need multiple choice. That's amazing.
Wow.
He's my
very
favorite.
Good. Well, there you go. There you go. Nice and easy one for you. Awesome. Okay, so now we're going to keep this interview going. So who's taking over here now? Let's see. Who is that? Steph, I think.
Yes.
All right, Steph, take it away.
Alrighty. So, Miss Lorena, with the Festival of the Arts happening now and knowing it's one of your favorite festivals, what is it about this celebration that makes the feel like so magical to you compared to all the others?
Hmm. Well, I love how artists will interpret Disney. Um, you know what I mean? That's one of the things that I love. Like over here in the back, even though I got this from Star Wars Weekends, stuff like Minnie as Slave Leia from Return of the Jedi. I've got artwork of like Stitch as the Emperor. Seeing what these artists will do with a Disney license is crazy. Like, for example, I got this last week.
Ooh.
This is
Oh,
from oh my gosh, I think it's Jasmine Beth. I don't know, but ever since I saw her stuff, I want to say like 10 years ago, all I do is get it just to see like what she does. Like she's got Alice in Wonderland and Starry Night.
yes.
She has like all the Disney princesses, not even just the Disney princesses, but I actually saw her do something with Mortal Kombat, where she had like female chibi interpretations of like Scorpion and Sub Zero. You go and you see like especially the Star Wars art that they'll have that's there. Orange Bird art, I love that. Even the Fab Five, like art, I love to see that. One thing that I got, and I think I got the last little matted 4x6 postcard because I couldn't afford the big one, was art of well, two. One was art with like Powerline. I love a Goofy movie, so anything with a Goofy movie, I will go and grab like that. And Alice in Wonderland, where they have like the Cheshire Cat, which my grandma would call the Chessy Cat. I'm like, what the heck is that, grandma?
It's your
There's
grandma. She can say
she
that if she
she
wants
was
to.
Southern. I'm like, okay, all right, Chessy. Oh, it's Cheshire. Okay. But she loved that character. So that's one of the things that I love about the arts fest. I mean, the food's okay. I don't really go for the food for the arts festival, but just seeing all of these interpretations of Disney characters, like Gerard Mariuma. He does like the chibi characters. And like this year he basically did like a toy closet. So it has like all the Disney characters in like toy form, and like a closet, which just looks really, really cool. So that's what I love, just seeing all of these great artists with their interpretations of their love for Disney.
That's true. The Alice picture you just showed a second ago. I really enjoyed the facial expression that the artist gave to her in that picture. It's kind of a pouty, serious look. I like it because
I like that
just
style,
it,
and
it jumped out at me. So I really think that's very
cool.
yeah, that was very awesome. Okay, so staying with the theme of arts and creativity, let's talk a little bit more now about your Mercari space and what you share there. So, from Disney pins to pop culture memorabilia and more, can you tell our audience what inspired you to start it and what they'll find when they go check it out?
Well, what inspired me to start it is to actually declutter. I used to collect Disney pins a long time ago, and I finally went back and started, kind of sorting my pins out and realized I this is really bad. This is really bad with how many pins and things that I had. And I'm like, oh, well, some of these are doubles that I bought like two of, or like something that I picked up from the Character Warehouse, which I'm like, okay, I have more than one, or I kind of wanted it at the time, but now I kind of don't want it. But that was how this kind of came about. So things that I get like out of my personal collection to put up in case someone would want to buy it. So it's not about you know trying to rip people off for how much it is. It's stuff that I'm not in a hurry to get rid of, but it's a fair price, and you're getting it from someone who actually loved getting these items at one point in time. It's just way back whenever, I don't know, guess maybe I was greedy. But like I'll get little things like this. Like I like Tinkerbell and different other kind of incarnations and stuff, stuff like that. I may buy one or two, maybe two or three because I have them. But that's basically what the store is there, that people can kind of find things that they may have been searching for quite a long time. And they can just, they can just participate in it. So it's just, it's like my little personal yard sale where it's just like, I need to get rid of some of these things.
That's a great idea.
My daughter's like, are you going to get rid of the Disney designer dolls? I said, no. I don't know if you ladies know them, but at one point in time, the Disney store had like the Disney princesses and they were all in like haute couture gowns.
Yes.
Yeah.
I under those.
Yeah. I knew the cast member. She's like, okay, which one did you want? You might want to come in early to get such and so and so. I'm just like, yeah, I'm never selling.
No, hang on to that. That's awesome. And I like that your name was what, Pixie Shopaholic?
Yes, because
so
I do. I do.
That.
It's bad.
Yes.
I'll like go and get stuff because sometimes it's just, okay, I like that. And then it's like, okay, maybe I didn't at the time. But something outside of eBay, because I'm not really a fan of eBay. And
Right.
from what someone had recommended to me, they're like, try Mercari. It seems like that's more curated. So I like to get like those things that you'll probably rarely find, or stuff that it's like, somebody might want one of these. Like I accidentally buy more than one popcorn bucket than I really need, okay, well, I'll just put it up on the shop and see, and see if anybody wants it. And if you ever see me like on my streams or anything, and I'm in the park and people are like, hey, what about this and the other thing? And it's like, I might put it up on my Mercari store. So usually if you're looking for little things like that, especially pins, memorabilia from the parks, I usually have it up on my Mercari page. And the other thing about that, you can always send me an offer, as well. I've had people do that with things on there. But yeah, that's, again, to help me declutter.
Hear you. And pins have made a comeback too here recently.
Yes.
So I bet a lot of people would like to come and check out what you've got, because it might be something that they could add to their collection. So I encourage everybody to go check it out over on Mercari. Look for Pixie Shopaholic under Lorena Creole. So that's great. Fabulous. All right. So Mandy, do we have any more viewers that we need to say hello to before we jump
Actually,
over?
we do. Quick hello to Mark Langenkamp, Little Mermaid fan, Yoo-hoo, TJ Magnifier, Buddy Hepburn, Aliens Wear Green Hats, and I Heart Disney. Welcome in.
Woo. All righty. So we're going to head over to Mandy. Well, I guess it's just you again. So you can stick with yourself there, okay?
So I've got a couple other questions. And first, I'd love to take a moment to talk about your creativity on YouTube, starting with your gaming channel, Gaming with the Queen. Can you tell us what kind of games you're playing over there, what viewers can expect, and what you love most about creating content in that gaming space?
Well, let's see. Playing in a Tome game called Love in Deep Space, basically a dating sim. I played Civilization. I played Stellar Blade, and I just started playing a RPG called Expedition 33. I have like a different. There's certain games where it's got to interest me, whether it's an RPG, whether it's a shoot 'em up type of game. For a while, I was playing Disney Dreamlight Valley, but I'm too goal oriented. I think I'm like Scrooge McDuck. I'm like, I need all the money. And then I had like 20 billion in gold coins, and I'm just like, I can't spend this. I don't know what I'm to do with this. Like, you could see him in the game and hang out with him and get investment advice from him in the game. That's what I would do. I would like follow Scrooge McDuck around all the time. So sometimes I play games like that, but the most part is just playing the games, having fun, banter with people who are in the chat, helping me out when I get stuck, not laughing too hard when I get yeeted in the game or something like something like that, like playing Fortnite and backing up to the gas station, blowing it up, stuff like that. So that channel is pretty much for me to just, blow off steam, game. I built my gaming PC back there with like a little bit of diagnostic help. Wasn't my fault. It was a bad motherboard, but yeah, that's pretty much it. I just like playing the games, kind of have fun. I do a range of different games that's there, and creatively just just a space to just have kick back, have fun with games, interact with people in my chat, and just have fun with those unexpected moments that happen in gaming.
Oh, yes, and I'd love to be able to have people to ask questions when you get to those moments where you're stuck and you're like, I have no idea what to do next, or I cannot beat this person, this level, whatever it is for that game. And I don't know how many I've just stopped and walked away from just because of that. Oh, but now I want to move over and talk about your main channel, Reina Creole, your namesake channel, where you've built an incredible community of over 9,000 followers.
Yeah.
Can you talk about the inspiration behind starting that channel? And for those in our audience who are about to just go check you out for the first time, what kind of content and creativity can they expect to find for this channel?
Oh, well, that's the channel where it's pretty much all kinds of stuff I'm interested in, but mainly pop culture, theme parks, and I would say like the film and television media that's out there. I tell people that for me, theme parks are the personification of pop culture. It's like you watch the films, for example, Sleeping Beauty. I love that. Watch that. Then you can go to Walt Disney World. There's like the murals on the wall. Of course, you can get to meet Sleeping Beauty at times. I met Prince Philip and lost my mind. I will not forget that. That was so darn cool. When I got to do that, and I just like to have fun with pop culture, especially as a lover of film and of television, especially as a lover of vintage Walt Disney. My ultimate favorite probably has to be like 90s Disney Channel. Disney Channel movies like that. Lilo and Stitch is one of my favorites. I'm surprised that I have a kitten named Stitch. He's about 5 months. I think he's finally gotten used to don't bother mom when I'm screaming. So I think he's finally figured that out, because he's be all over the place, and now he's like, I don't know where he is right now, but
You had some folks in the chat asking about him, so
yeah, I see some people from my channel. Yeah, I think he's like asleep or doing something, which is kind of strange because usually he's here on me. I pick him up, or he's walking catwalk up there staring at me. He's not used. I have another cat, Professor X. He's like 7 years old. He knows the drill. He knows the drill. But yeah, that channel, I just I like to have fun with pop culture. Again, I love film. I love television, but just mainly a place to be my authentic self when it comes to some of these things. It's like, okay, the movie just, it kind of sucks, but there's some redeeming qualities to it, or no redeeming qualities to it. Whatsoever. But that's pretty much what my channel is about. I love entertainment. I love media. I love helping people out to not spend money on really bad movies, unless it's like, look, I'm not telling you what to do, but I'm just saying, might want to not spend that much money on the film. But yeah, it's evolved from this, the stuff that I like to talk about, the stuff that I like to do. The watch parties, which I do with Retro Nerd Girl, and she's absolutely amazing channel. We just have fun just watching movies and talking about them, and connecting the dots with like other films, or just enjoying it. It's just like getting people together, getting that sense of community together to watch films. And it's just amazing how, out of all the things on my channel, the watch parties are the ones that seem to do like the best. Maybe because I'm like off script. I don't know. But it's a blast. We like laugh, we banter, we talk about stuff. Like when we watched the original Lilo and Stitch movie, and I'm like explaining why I love the movie so much, because it's like myself and my sister were like Nani and Lilo. the whole
Aw.
yeah, that's completely like what we were like. And again, going back and seeing those old Disney films like Sleeping Beauty, or seeing or watching like The Little Mermaid, or watching sci-fi, just having that fun, just having fun with media.
Oh,
That's
well,
awesome.
our mods have been dropping the links to your channels. So hopefully, if you've not had a chance to go out and check out all of her channels, her main channel and her gaming channel, please do so. Also, real quick, I want to say a quick hello to Wisconsin Badger Clubhouse and Dave's Disney's Dream. And then I'm going to turn it over to Steph for our channel suggestions.
All right. So, Lorena, this is the part of our show where we ask our enhancers and creators of the community to share with us the content that they love. And tonight we're going to talk to you about your 3 most impressive channels. So let's look. We've got Theme Park Casual. We have Hanging with Erica and Raph. And we've got Sanfei Reacts. Oh, I love her. I love her. I love her. I watch her like almost every day. So please tell us about Sanfei Reacts.
Oh, I swear this is what I'm going to wind up being in about 30 years. She just sits there and just tells it like it is, and it just reminds me that it doesn't matter how old you are, to just have fun. And I love her attitude. I love how she talks about things. I love how she's not afraid to laugh at things. She's not afraid to laugh at herself.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just great. I've gotten hooked watching her. She's a good way to get me out of my area of specialty. So when like I'm too deep in the nerd stuff and the Disney nerd stuff and stuff like that, she will just pull me out, out of it.
Oh, yeah.
with her videos. I just love her to death.
I do too. All right, so tell us about Hanging with Erica and Raph.
Well, Erica, I've been doing videos and live streams with her. I want to say like over a year or so. One of the things that I always said I wanted to do when I got into the YouTube space was to elevate and build up other content creators. And Erica is amazing at decorating, at crafting. You have to go on her channel and you have to see the Haunted Mansion themed walkthrough she did of her house for Halloween. They're over in Germany. And the way that she decorates is absolutely amazing. And, she's another lover of like classic Disney, but even more so, like, because I am not crafty whatsoever. I'm just not. But she is, and the stuff that she will just come up with is absolutely fabulous and amazing. So definitely check out her channel. I love to support her. You'll probably see her tonight on my Welcome to Florida show at 8 p.m. Eastern tonight. She kind of hops on there, and she's just started doing live streams, I think on Fridays at 2 p.m. Eastern or so. But yeah, I love supporting other channels, and Erica's someone I've been blessed to become friends with over the past year or so. So definitely check her out. So I love her channel.
Awesome. All right, so let's also talk about Theme Park Casual.
Theme Park Casual, he's been a supporter of my channel since when I started. And I think at that time he wasn't quite sure what he wanted to do with his channel or not, but he has just exploded with all the stuff that he does with the West Coast parks. I mean, he's a fellow Disney aficionado. He he'll bless me by telling me this. He said, you know, Lorena, you got me into doing streaming at the parks. And I'm so proud of everything that he's done. And I love blowing up his channel. And I'm trying to get to Disneyland next year, if at all possible, so I could meet up with him in person. But he's been on my channel, been on his channel. And yeah, he's another great, positive, and I'll say positively critical, because it's one thing to just sit and complain, but it's another thing when you point things out, you know, with justification, you know, hey, this really needs to be fixed, but also have a love of just Disney in general. And he's definitely one of those people.
That's great. You picked 3 great channels. I definitely
Thank
suggest
you.
everybody check those out. Great suggestions. I'm going to turn it over now for a recap by Miss Dame.
So, first of all, let me say thank you for being here. We've had an amazing show tonight, getting to meet you and learning more about you. So here are some of our highlights. We had the pleasure of talking with you and learning about the powerful role that your family plays in your life, especially the influence of your mother and your daughter and your nieces and nephews, and how much faith plays a role in your life, and it's a guiding force for you daily and a foundation in your personal journeys and overall success. Additionally, our incredibly interesting guest tonight shared a fascinating background, included your time as an intern with Kennedy Space Center, along with a special drive-on privileges at Paramount Studios, and an unforgettable memory of unsuspectingly finding Jim Henson's studios. It's called Luck of the Draw, which I'm jealous of. Each of these stories was truly engaging and intriguing to hear, and added another incredible layer to your journey. We enjoyed engaging in conversations with you that range from the iconic Lapu Lapu.
Yes.
More to come with that at Disney's Polynesian.
And eat the fruit.
Right. The Disney's Polynesian Village Resort, to hearing what truly inspires you about Festival of the Arts. We also dove deeper into your Mercari space. I'm following all that now, and discussing the variety of Disney pins, pop culture media, and the unique finds that are available through your shop on Mercari, and which makes for a fun, insightful, and memorable night into these conversations. And lastly, we spent time with Lorena talking about her YouTube creativity, both her gaming channel and her main platform channel, along with the 3 channels that she shared with us personally. It's just magic. It was an awesome time spent with you, filled with great stories and imagination and inspiration and community-driven connection. And I think that's something that we can all relate to. So I encourage everyone to please leave a comment on this show and share your thoughts, and connect with Lorena on all her social media platforms.
Please.
And I'm sending it to Mandy because I forgot that part.
Well, thanks, Dave.
Okay.
So we had a great show this week, but next week our show heads back into the heart of this community. We're going to sit down with a true community member who dedicates countless hours supporting creators across multiple platforms within the Disney social media space. Our guest has grown into a highly consistent and trusted moderator, known for her generosity, kindness, and genuine care for others in the community. It is my absolute pleasure to say we're excited to get to know Teresa Squora next week a little bit more as she joins us for the Triple C show for what promises to be a meaningful and inspiring conversation.
I'm really excited for next week's show. You know, the main premise of the show is to get to know people in the community, and I love it when we can bring on a person where we just know their name And now we're going to get to learn to know about them better, just like we did tonight with Lorena.
Yes.
So Lorena, thank you
Yes.
so much for being here. Such a great show, such great stories you have.
Wave it on.
Yeah, thank you so much. I want to highlight for 1 second. No, not theme park casual, although we love Danny. We want to highlight one more time Lorena's Mercari store, the Pixie Shopaholic. And the mods have dropped links for this in the chat, so make sure you go ahead and click on those. We want to highlight Lorena's gaming channel, Gaming with the Queen, and I must say that emoji and graphic up there is just fire.
Fierce.
That is just amazing.
Fierce.
Love it. Love. We have Lorena's main YouTube channel that we've been promoting. Also, you can find Lorena over on X, the app formerly known as Twitter. Go ahead and find her over there, and Instagram. I mean, she is just everywhere. So click on these links, make sure you're following her. While you're over there on Instagram, don't forget the Triple C Show also has an Instagram. We try to keep you up to date, who our guests are going to be, and different things going on with all of us. So take a moment, make sure that you are following Triple C on Instagram. And then lastly, we also have the Triple C podcast, so that you could find on the Pete McDevitt Show YouTube page and click on podcasts, and you'll find the whole list of all of the shows we've had, 118 of them. Lots of listening for your pleasure. So we want to thank everyone for supporting us in that way. I want to take a moment now and have our final thoughts of the show. So Lorena, as our guest, why don't you go first with a final thought, and then we'll follow up with all us ladies.
Wow, I hadn't even had one. Besides the fact of thank you for having me here on the show. It is always a pleasure to be invited to someone's channel. So thank you. Final thought, just hold on to the positive things. In a world where it's very easy to be cynical, be fearless and be kind.
That's right.
That is well said. I love that. Love. Dame, how about you? Final thought of the night.
I have personally thoroughly enjoyed getting a chance to meet with you and talk with you. I feel like there are some things about your life that I was also brought up with and can resonate with. And I've always kind of gone with the theory in my later years, not always, but in my later years, live life unafraid. And I feel like you embody that.
Thank you.
Just living your own life unafraid and doing what's right for you and what makes the world better for you. And so I respect that. I enjoyed listening to all your stories. I had huge respect. And I hope we get to chat with you soon again. And I hope we get to run into you in the parks at some point in June. In June.
Oh, okay. I'll hold you to that.
Yes, ma'am. I'll be there.
Awesome. How about you, Steph?
Yes, thank you, Lorena, so much for being here tonight. You are beautiful inside and out, and I just can't wait to go click on all your channels and check everything out. And I hope I know you're safe probably down there in Florida, since Florida was the only state that chose not to participate in the Winter Fest.
Yes.
So yes, but stay nice and warm. I know y'all do have a cold front coming your way, so.
Thank you.
I had to throw a sweater on at Disney this week. I don't know. Anyway, but good luck in all your adventures. And
thank you. Thank you.
Nice. Okay, Mandy, your turn.
Well, it was an absolute pleasure to meet you. And I can hands down say, even though we haven't met in person, your energy and your positive attitude is powerful.
Yes.
It comes through across the screen. Absolutely love learning a little bit more about you, and I love that this channel allows us to do that. And I couldn't help but look over your probably right shoulder at your Lieutenant O'Hurridall.
Oh,
I just wanted to say I love that. As mainly Star Wars, but a Star Trek girl myself, that jumped out at me. So
yeah, she used to be in the tank, but I had to reassemble some stuff, so gotta get out of the tank.
She is fierce.
yes, she is.
I have no idea what that means, but awesome. I just want to finalize this here with my final thought. Lorena, you are a ball of sunshine, honey. You are you got it going on. And I'm going to steal a line that I normally use in our Disney Dialogue show. You are an onion in the best way possible. Okay,
Yes.
I know. Let me explain. You know,
Yes.
you think, okay, Reina Creole is a YouTube creator. But once you start peeling back all those layers, honey, there is so much about you that is so interesting
Yes.
and so deep and passionate, and I love it. And I think we've done that tonight. We've pulled back quite a few layers of that onion to see what makes you the person that you are. And I really hope, I know I've been in some of your streams that you've had. I hope a lot of people will take a moment and stop by and hear what you have to say, because you got it going on, and I love it. And thank you so much for being with us tonight.
Oh, you're welcome.
It's been a great interview. So why don't you go ahead and hang tight? We'll come back to you here. We want to say goodnight to everybody. Thank you for joining us. One more quick reminder, we're going to have Teresa Skawara on the show next week. Don't forget that. And I want to remind everyone, later on tonight, there will be a Triple C show. No, this is the Triple C show. Later on, we will have an Insomniac show. And with everybody being snowed in, if you're not having to go to work tomorrow, not having to go to school, stay up with us late tonight, 10:45. Pete will be leading that after the football games. Stop by and say hello. We'd love to see you there. And right now, the stream is going to take you straight over to Pete's football stream. So pop over there, say hello, tell him how much you missed him, I guess. If you missed him, say hello. Tell him what a great job we did. Maybe we'll get a raise.
Yes.
You never know.
Raid.
All right, everyone, stay warm. Stay warm, stay safe. We'll see you next week. Thanks for joining us.
You got a smile that makes the sun rise.